Okay, we're moving. It's 5:07 a.m. We're pulling out of camp. This is one of the few times that I use my front LED light bar. You can see how it lights everything up for us really well. It really makes this roadway look really bumpy. Lefty is so excited. You know, he knows what's going on because everything's packed up. Especially yesterday when we finally folded up the mat. But he's ready to rock. And I've been using... He knows we're going to see Grandma and Dalen. Gonna see his Dalen. Yes. I don't know why I always have said that to him. Gonna go see your Dalen. But that's what I always say. Gonna go see your Dalen. Yeah. Because he grew up with Dalen. What, he's 10 years old, she's 23, so she was 13 years old when we got him. So he's known Dalen his whole life and his grandma. And he's very excited to go see both of them. There we go, we're on the pavement. Okay. Check in with y'all when we get some sunlight out here. All right, we just made it. I-40 is right up there. So we just came up 95. That one long uphill coming out of Lake Havasu City. It's a long, long uphill. And we held 68 miles an hour all the way up, but I got the code, the P1211, which is, you know, we're going to get that several times going across the country. Ever since I bought the truck 4 years ago, I've been getting P1211. Maybe when I'm back in New York, maybe I can get Harry and see if Harry and I could figure out what's causing that. I had my buddy Tim go into the Ford, the software, and he put in that code and he printed out for me the troubleshooting steps. It's like 20 pages. You want to go in here? Oh, hold up. Kind of weird. It's like 20 pages long. All the troubleshooting steps that you go through to diagnose P1211. So I have all the steps, but you would think that someone who's like an expert would know the 4 things that you need to do instead of the 20 pages of things that you need to do. Because, and for me to be able to do those steps, I need to be able to capture live data, which I can do with the software I have, the 4Scan on my laptop, and I bought the cable that plugs in from USB from the laptop right into the OBD2, and then you get the full version of 4Scan on the laptop, and it lets you collect live data, and you go out and you do like wide open throttle runs and you collect the data, and then you come back and you look at it, and then you go to the next step, you know, based on what you see. So it's doable. But you know, I'd like to go to somebody who's done it 1,000 times, because they might be able to do it in 10 minutes, you know. So we're just stopped here at Love's just right before we get on the interstate. Now this interstate, this section of I-40, from what I hear, the road conditions are really bad. A lot of potholes and stuff, so I got to keep my eyes peeled to make sure we don't break anything. I mean, I heard there's some real bad ones, like people are filing lawsuits against either the county or the state because their vehicles are getting all banged up going on that road. So I got to really watch out. So we're just taking a quick break before we get on the interstate. I'm going to stop a lot of times for Lefty because he's already been cooped up the last several days because of the heat. Been cooped up in the truck with the air conditioning. So when we went to the park yesterday, when we went into town, into the dog park, he ran around and ran around and ran around. He had a ball. So we'll be getting on the interstate here in a couple minutes.
And then the recorders go back on, but sometimes they were already on. Didn't keep up with all the other. Then when I got home that night, so I walk out of the house, 6 hours, exactly, almost 6 hours. Just like the first time, 6 years earlier, he's grabbing me by the arm. This isn't quid pro quo. This isn't quid pro quo. But if you put this ridiculous nonsense in, he goes,
Alright, we just stopped at a Pilot just to take a little breather. It's like 11:30 a.m. We left at, I don't think it was even 5 a.m. when we pulled out. It's been rough, and what people said about I-40 being torn up, oh my gosh, so in such bad shape. It is in such bad condition. You know, I was using both lanes, trying to dodge all of the big giant holes, and so we made it through. We actually just passed Williams. This exit, this Pilot that we're sitting at, this is actually the exit for the second place that I camped at last year, when I had the piriformis syndrome, when that happened, and when I met Bobby, when Bobby came over and helped me out when that happened to me. That's right down the road from here. So it just so happens this is the same exit that you get off to go to that for the Coconino Forest is the one that's around here. So first it's the Kaibab, and then we came to the Coconino, and I had the injury and got kind of stranded there, but Bobby was there to help me out, and then we drove from there to New York. So technically last year, from right here to New York was our drive, but we just drove 6 hours in addition to that. You know, going from Quartzsite straight north up 95 through Parker, through Lake Havasu City, and then getting up to I-40 and getting on I-40. And the road started out decent, but then it became in such terrible condition. And now finally, like, this is new road here that we're on now. This is like concrete road, not asphalt, it looks like to me. And it's nice and smooth. Now, you remember I put 10W30 T4 in the truck? So I've been getting the P1211 code a lot. So I stopped in Williams because I know where the auto parts store is in Williams. And I bought 3 gallons of 15W40. I already have a gallon of 15W40, and I bought a drain pan. So there's the drain pan. There's my 3 gallons. The other gallon is out in the cabinet. So tonight, we're going to find us a rest stop, and then in the morning, when the engine is cool, I'm going to do an oil change. I'm not going to do a filter. The filter I just put on 500 miles ago. I'm going to leave the filter and just drain and fill with this 15W40 because obviously the engine is not liking the 10W30. It was better for cold morning starts because it was thinner, but it's thinner. It's cold here. I mean, there's snow all over the place here, but the truck is it's throwing that code a lot. So, you know, we just did a lot of mountain climbing, a lot, and we're just starting to finally get some flat land here, and pretty soon we're going to break out into the real flats. I can't wait for that. This truck on the flatlands it's like it was made for it. Doing the mountain climbing, not so much. Going up these mountains, it's a challenge. I have to get my speed up, 75, going down, and then to climb the other side. I had a couple of them that were so long and so steep that I got down to like 55. Couldn't get anything more out of it. As we crested, I'm doing like 55. Started at 70, 75, and then by the time we're cresting, I'm doing 55 because the truck there's nothing left. It just can't do it. And I don't know if that's just inherent with everybody out there that's got one of these ambulances with a 7.3 and you're weighing 12,000 pounds. Does the same thing happen to you? Or is there something wrong with my truck? Tell me. I want to know. There's a pretty good cross breeze, which kind of stinks. It's coming from the passenger side, blowing across that side, which kind of stinks. You can really feel it when we go through. We were on one uphill, and we were in a cut, so the wind was blocked. And as soon as we went into the cut where the wind was blocked, the truck like accelerated, so that wind is actually slowing us down. And that's, pretty common with the ambulances. They're like, I always said, they're like driving a sheet of plywood down the road. They're just, they're not aerodynamic at all. But it's amazing. I could feel like all of a sudden I saw the speedometer like go up and we're on an uphill, and I realized it was because there was no wind. You can feel it immediately, and my steering wheel straightens out because there's no cross breeze, and the truck got more power. We're just taking a break. Went in and got, like one of the famous truck stop chicken sandwiches and wolfed that down. I gave Lefty some pieces of his chicken, so we ate together. I just needed a break. We've stopped a couple times already, 10-minute stops to let him out to walk around. If I wasn't trying to get somewhere, I would stop every 30 minutes because, it'll take me 15 days to get there if we do that. Like I've got to put hours, back-to-back hours behind the wheel, or else we're just never going to make it there. So, but I stop, as often as is practical, I guess you'd say. And like this time, I took him out and just let him. He just sniffs. He sniffs, it could be a 10-foot square area, and he will sniff every last inch of it. So I just stood there with him, and not rushing him and letting him sniff, do whatever he wants to do, just so he can be outside. Now imagine this. I had to put on my long pants just now, and I put on my jacket. This morning, we left Quartzsite. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and now I got long pants on and had to put my jacket on just now. It's chilly here, very chilly. But man, I'll take this over the heat any day because I can control the cold. We got a heater, that can be controlled easily. I would much rather take cold than heat. The air conditioner got a good workout the last few days, but man, talk about just hanging out inside the truck all day. Me and Lefty just watching TV, and so he got pretty bored the last few days, and now we're talking about 4 days in the truck. So I'm gonna stop a lot on this trip because he's already housebound from the last few days. Last few days it was too hot. Now it's too cold. All right. I think I'm going to get us back on the road. Does that sound like a good idea? Okay. Okay, we've just stopped for the night here at this rest stop. It's very windy, but I want to let you guys see where we're at. Very cloudy, windy day today. Looks nice back in that direction. But there's only a few people here right now for the night. It looks like it's about 6 o'clock. I'm frazzled. We pulled out at 4 a.m. this morning. So this is a really nice rest stop. I'm going to end up doing voiceover on this, I'm sure, because the wind is just brutal. You can see the flag over there just whipping. About 20-mile-an-hour winds. So we're down here at the end of this row here, so I'm hoping it's going to be pretty quiet. It's just the wind. The wind is hitting. You know, my head is right on the other side of that door, and the wind is just hammering on us right there. But as far as road noise, you can't hear any road noise at all. So once my brain gets used to the wind noise, I'll fall right asleep. Oh, look at this. Hello, sir. Hello. What are you doing? I just took him out for a walk around. And that's it for today. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Woo! I got your dinner there. Yeah, there you go. Okay. He just had to watch me while I was outside. Morning, puppy. Hi, puppy. That's a big boy. Good morning, everyone. It is early. 2:15. I woke up, and I'll tell you what, it's cold here. It was 48 out in the cabinet, but it was 60 in here, but it feels very cold. It's, you know, it's humid here. The humidity makes it seem colder. So I lit the stove for the coffee, and that just made it feel really nice. I'm wearing long pants, and I got my jacket on because it just was chilly. Like I was all wrapped up in the blankets, and I threw Lefty's blanket on him. He had it on him last night, but he had gotten up to drink some water, so the blanket kind of was laying over there on the floor halfway to the water bowl. So I made coffee. I'm going to drink a cup of coffee, and then we're going to just start driving, because sitting around here doesn't do us any good. I don't like driving in the dark, but you know, on I-40 there should be traffic, you know, and I follow truck lights. I usually will get behind a truck, you know, a distance back, and just follow them. The headlights on the truck are not the greatest. I do need to upgrade to some, you know, some newer style. It's just the old original style 9007 halogen type bulbs, and they're not the brightest. They're They're good, and I have them aimed well. I took care of that. I aimed them really well, but they're just not bright. And so putting like some upgraded LED super bright ones in there would really make a huge difference. And that's one of the main reasons I don't like driving at night, is because of the headlights on the truck, honestly. Um, I'll start driving a lot of times at an hour before the sun comes up, and that I don't mind because I know the sun is about to come up. But to get up and start driving at 2 a.m. when the sun's not going to be up for 3 or 4 hours, that's a lot, and that's not something I usually like to do. But I'm awake. I'm going to drink coffee, watch some videos, and then we're going to restructure and get packed up, because I just have to move a couple things around for us to be in traveling mode. What are you doing? Giving your pawpaws a bath already? Okay, that's all right. Don't let me stop you. What, you don't want to do it on camera? Don't be shy. There you go. A lot of times he just licks the bed. I'll find a big wet spot on his bed where he's been licking it. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just happy to be on the road. I really am. What a year. What a year it's been. Okay. Let me drink my coffee.